Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for the most anticipated series on the channel, the monthly tier list update, and I apologize for the tardiness. I'm going to start with a promise that I'm going to have the next tier list, the December tier list, the final tier list of 2025. I'm going to have that out before Christmas, all right? Hold me to that. Please, hold me to it. Because I don't know where the time goes, bro. I feel like I just got back from Summerfest and like the month's over already. Like the time just disappears. So yeah, I apologize for the tardiness, but hey, we're here before the end of the month, so let's get into it, man. And honestly, like, this wasn't the biggest update to the tier list, but next month's going to be a massive one because we're gonna have all the banquet champions and just, oh man, I feel like an overhaul needs to happen soon to the tier list because the top tiers are starting to get a little bit crowded and full. So yeah, it's getting excited, but I'm still looking forward to talking about the tier list today. So let's go through all the disclaimers first before we get into the goodness. So let's go through the emoticons first. So we have the recycle, means they've been reworked, buffed. The up arrow is promotion, down arrow demotion, new, just brand new entry to the list. So that's going to be our October champions in Franken-Castle and Dracula, the spooky champs. And then we have the emoji legend, so the robotic arm means they want to be awakened. The shield icon means this champion is a annoying defender, and the more shields, the more of a crazy defender they are. The graph going up means they want to be high, if not max, sig level. And if they want to be high sig, then it should just be implied that they, of course, want to be awakened. Then the Ninja Cat means the champion you can't just pick up and start playing. It takes some time, some effort, some knowledge to maybe play this champion. And the more Ninja Cats, the more time, energy, practice is going to take to master that champion. And then the rock face here, powerful relic interaction. The little skull, ouchies friendly. The recoils, the suicide masteries. And then the lock. The champion is locked with a 5 or 6 star. And that's another really big thing. For the next tier list, a lot of the locks are about to get unlocked. Like Absorbing Man, like Scorpion, like Nimrod. So next month, man, don't miss next month's tier list. All right, so those are all our disclaimers and what all the emojis mean. And then the final disclaimer, of course, is that please take this video, take this series as what it is intended to be, and that is a rough guide to help you on your journey throughout the battle realm when it comes to maybe making a rank up choice with a rank up gem, or a Nexus crystal that could have a rank up gem inside of it, or champions inside of it. Plus, with 7-star ascension on the way, it's just good to have something like this to refer to at any given moment on the current state of the game, and kind of how someone at the end game level who's been here for about 9 years, who's competing in live tournaments, have a pretty good understanding of the current landscape of the game. So that's all these videos are intended to be. All right, that's all the disclaimers. Let's go ahead and get into our brand new October champions. Alrighty, guys, for the first champion we're going to be talking about on the November tier list is Franken-Castle. So Franken-Castle is landing in amazing tier, unfortunately. Was tempted to put him in God tier, but then, I'm looking at these champions in God tier, and I'm thinking, like, every single one of these champions I would rate higher than Franken-Castle. So it just didn't make the most sense to put him here when I don't feel like he's on quite the same level as all these other these skill champs are very good, bro. So yeah. Now October is such a weird month, dude. Like, the last few months, the champions we have been getting have been subpar. They just haven't been the level that I feel like they should be at, especially with how many crazy defenders we've been getting lately. And then they release champions like Mr. Knight, who has like just 2 Ninja Cat emojis because it's such a crazy specific playstyle. And then we get Franken-Castle, who also has a Ninja Cat because he as well has a very odd playstyle, an oddball playstyle where you want to start walking forward and then start attacking. It's super weird. You have to like start walking forward to trigger your unstoppable. It's so weird and different than just, like, for example, playing Juggernaut, where you don't have to do that. You literally just walk forward or dash forward or hit the opponent and you gain unstoppable. Like, it's so much more convoluted for Franken-Castle, and like if he had like all of Kingpin's abilities, you know, and a second life like Nick Fury, and he had Ensnare and all this stuff, then like okay, it's worth it to have, you know, these annoying playstyle. But he doesn't have all that. You know, he's got some Incinerate burst damage, which is decent. It's a decent damage rotation, but I tested him and I just like struggled to think like where would I realistically use this guy? Where would I use him? Where would I choose him over like 5 to 10 different other skill champions? And it's like I can't really come up with an answer. So like I can't really put him too much higher because of that. Although I did enjoy playing him. I really found him to be a lot of fun, and I enjoyed, you know, exploring a new playstyle where you kind of walk up. It was something different and new, and I liked it. It did not feel very meta relevant for the rest of the game. So yeah, unfortunately, that's why Franken-Castle is landing in just the amazing tier here. You know, I think he's a pretty good champion. He's got some interesting stuff with his regeneration rate that it can't really be lowered by 65%. So that is nice. And for like scenarios where we have regen metas, you know, that could make him a somewhat decent defender because you can't just reverse his healing and nuke him that way. But like still, he's a 2 out of 5 on the defender scale. So like he's not doing too much on defense. The damage is a 4 out of 5, which, I mean, I would say the damage is pretty good, but I don't know if I'd call it a 4? Maybe 3.5? Maybe a 4. It was good. It was good damage. Just not crazy. And yeah, this awakened ability, I think I put the graph because, yeah, you definitely want to have them, the higher the sig, the better, because the last bullet point, the point is Incinerate. Frank gains more energy penetration, double fighting side champ, so just more damage, and then you can get crit rate as well for non-damaging debuffs. So that's definitely good to invest in for him. But yeah, this one could definitely change. I could totally just be missing something here. That is his debut. He could go higher, but man, I don't know. I just feel like the Kabam has such a difficult time with skill champions. I feel like, you know, they either make someone completely game breaking like a Koye, you know, or it's like Mr. Knight, Franken-Castle, like these oddball weird champs that you require a specific playstyle, and even if you know, get off that playstyle perfectly, it's still not as good a payoff as a Koye. Like, and it's like, well, what's the point in trying to get good at and, you know, use these weird playstyles when the payoff is not as good as a Koye, who doesn't have some kind of crazy oddball playstyle that just nukes. Like, it just, I don't know, man. I just think there's a fundamental problem with Kabam and making skill champions. I feel like skill champions are one of the hardest for them to make. And for them to be, like, balanced and impactful. You know? It's pretty tough. And yeah, Franken-Castle, unfortunately, I think, lands on the wrong end of that spectrum. But alright, guys, that's going to wrap it up for Franken-Castle, our latest skill edition. Now let's go up to the Mystic class and talk about the Lord of Darkness, Dracula. Alrighty, guys, some of you may be shocked by this, but Dracula is also landing in the same tier as Franken-Castle, and that is amazing tier. So comparing the two champions on a 1-to-1, like, I would say I had way more fun with Franken-Castle, and that Franken-Castle's damage output was far superior to Dracula's. Just after testing them like 1-to-1, like, that's what I would say for sure. And the crazy thing though is that if we look at their stats, their champion attributes here, so Franken-Castle had a 4 out of 5. Dracula also has a 4 out of 5. Kabam claims that these two champions have identical damage output, when that is just false. Like that, like you could literally fight Winter Soldier with both of them, and it's gonna be like at least a 20-second difference if they're equal ranks. Like 20 seconds, like minimum. Even playing Dracula like perfect. So that's just a lie that they're both a 4 out of 4 on the damage category. That's literally just a lie. Kabam is lying. So man, Dracula is super disappointing. Honestly, like he could have went lower, and he also could be argued to go higher. But like, I think this is a pretty good spot for him because he's still good. Now, don't get me wrong. Dracula, I think, is still a objectively good champion. He just needs more damage. For one, the biggest thing is he needs more damage. Like he does. He's supposed to be a 4 to 5. He's got a very weird playstyle. That's why he does have the Ninja Cat. You know, with wanting to like slow down your combos to make your degen tick longer. And you know, he has some really neat mechanics of turning the degen dire, which then makes it tick way faster, which is really unique and just cool. I really like that. And then, you know, if you turn the degen dire and then you throw your special 2, you can make it like duper dire. I don't know what the actual word, I forget what the term is, but you can make it like more dire. So then it starts ticking even crazier. So like, I really like the concept. The concept is good, but the execution is not. And again, the damage is just not a 4 out of 5. The survivability says a 3 out of 5. That is also just like a lie. He's got regen during his specials, and like that's it. And the specials aren't the longest animation, so like he's not able to heal that much. Utility's a 4 out of 5. I again, that's too much. Like his utility, his damage, and his survivability are all like one notch too high. Like I swear, you could take them all down a peg, and then it would be much more accurately rated. But yeah, the utility 4 out of 5, that's just not true. A 3 out of 5 maybe, and that's literally just for the slow. And literally, if Dracula didn't have the slow, like he'd be down here in mid tier. The slow is like the only thing keeping him afloat as a champion in my eyes. Like that's the one redeeming factor when it comes to Dracula, because not only does he have slow, it's a passive slow, and it lasts for like 40 seconds. So he has like the best slow in the game. So like that one reason is why he's not in mid tier. So I will give him that for utility, but that one thing isn't worth 4 points in utility. It's maybe worth 2, maybe even 3, because like I said, I would say it is like the strongest slow in the game. But with just slow, that doesn't get you a guaranteed god tier. So yeah, man. You know, the other thing is like the mystics are very weird, because like I think we've had three mystics this year, I believe. So we had Nico, and then we had Dracula, and then we got Paviter. So like Dracula is sandwiched in between Nico and Paviter, and Nico and Paviter both with let me add with ease counter the big 3 in the Cosmic class, and that is Serpent, Deathless Thanos, and Dark Phoenix. So Nico and Paviter counter all 3 of those champions with ease. They could probably counter you know, Maestro as well, both of them, and like countless other champions, countless other Cosmic champions outside the Cosmic class, what have you. They're also defenders, especially Nico, just an insane defender. And then there's Dracula, sandwiched in between these champions. Not a defender, can't take Serpent, can't take Dark Phoenix. And it's like, what? Why is like the most known of those 3 Mystic champions just getting shafted when it comes to power budget and abilities? It's not fair. It's just not fair. If you're gonna make it so that Dracula can't take Serpent and he can't take Dark Phoenix, okay, like I can live with that. I'm not saying every new Mystic champ has to take the 3 best Cosmic Champs. But if he's not going to take those matchups, then make him better in his other matchups. Make him better versus Deathless Thanos. You know, like, he can take Deathless Thanos because of the slow, but it's still slow because his damage is crap. He doesn't have a way around the protection. Like, this is Dracula we're talking about here. He's been alive for over 500 years. If there was a champion, like, why can't Dracula, for example, like, steal Serpent's death immunity? That would be so sick. And it would make sense for the immortal vampire. You know, like, it's unfortunate, man. Again, it's like when there's a champion you want added to the game for a long time, and it's so much anticipation, excitement, expectations, they just get built up, and then champion comes, and there's just a fundamental disappointing factor in the champion, and it's just, like, the one redeeming thing was that, like, hey, the rebalance program. You know, we can bank on that, and they'll buff Dracula because he's not performing as a 4 out of 5 damaging champion, just like Spider-Woman was overperforming what her defensive attribute was. Dracula's underperforming his damage, so they should buff him. And then kabam, nuke the rebalance program. So now they don't even, like, have to address Dracula. Like, they don't have to. So, like, who knows what's gonna happen with him? So yeah, that's Dracula, man. I still want to like him. Like, I want to like him. You know, I do. Like I said, I think he has a cool design. I think there's a lot of potential. He just needs a little bit of some numbers, tune-ups, and, you know, like, maybe add an ability here or there. Give him maybe some immunities. Like, I think he got heal block immunity or something, and, like, that's it. Maybe some poison resistance, some bleed resistance, you know, something. I don't know. That's how I feel about Dracula, man. A little disappointing. Finally getting the immortal vampire in game, and some teenage witch that got added earlier this year is way better than him. All around, attacker, defender. It sucks. Sucks a little bit. That's Dracula. Alright, let's go ahead and just get to the bog standard class by class promotions, demotions, whatever have you. Let's go. Alright guys, getting to the next part of the video, I realized that I forgot to mention that I looked through, of course, all the comments on the previous tier list, and of course that is what I do every time. This is me on the last tier list looking at the comments on the last tier list. But yeah, I do this every time, and then, you know, that's how I make the tier list better, with your guys' help, with your assistance, with your comments. And this is not so much my tier list, it's my community's tier list. It's our tier list. It's the channel of Lagacy's tier list, and everyone in the Leg crew. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the science class now. And if I forgot any champion or missed any champions, you know, drop a comment, let me know. I'll make sure to get on it for the next tier list. So first thing I actually want to talk about here is Rhino. So this is the first tier list post Brawl, post Summoner Fest. So that definitely had somewhat of an impact on things, and Rhino is one of them. So we have promoted Rhino, I think, is it 2 tiers or just 1? Maybe he was already here. I don't know. But we got Rhino in the God tier now. And this is simply and purely only for defense. Like, I don't care about Rhino on attack at all. I don't care what anyone says about him on attack. He's not here for his offensive ability. He's here only because he is this good of a defender. He deserves God tier just with his defensive prowess alone. He's got 3 shields. Honestly, I wanted to put him here. I wanted to put him another tier. I gotta relax though, reel it in a little bit. But yeah, and he's still locked. I think if we do get 7-star Rhino, I mean we will. When we get 7-star Rhino, he might get promoted again. Let me know what you guys think about this. Trust me, I know he's terrible on attack, but man, I'm telling you, he's so crazy as a defender. And I fought the 7-star. You know, that was a lot of my Brawl practice, fighting against 7-star Rhino, learning him. So like I feel like I'm an expert on fighting Rhino now. So I know that he deserves to be here just with his defender threat alone. Yeah, dude, he's so crazy on defense. Like, are you curious why we're getting Valkyrie for the banquet? It's because they want to give us more champs to counter Unstoppable, because we're gonna need it when Rhino gets released as a 7-star. So yeah, I kind of wanted to start talking about Rhino there, and then I guess that's literally it. I thought I had more promotions or demotions here. I guess not. One of the things that I did want to talk about though was, again, like I kind of mentioned at the start of the video, that on the next tier list, a lot of these locks are going to be getting unlocked. So there's going to be a big shakeup in the next tier list, because we have Scorpion guaranteed now getting unlocked, coming in the banquet. You guys know I love Scorpion. Scorpion needs to get promoted, guys. Like, that's just a fact, okay? Scorpion's getting promoted. The question is, who's getting demoted? Someone here has to get demoted. And there've been a couple comments on the last couple tier lists about Spider-Ham. And honestly, like, if I had to demote someone here, it probably would be Spider-Ham. But now here, there's another issue though, because there's another champion here that could be promoted. There's one comment saying it should be Anti-Venom. There's one comment actually saying Silk's top 3 science champ, which is wild. I mean, we all know Silk is mid. I mean, Spot should just be up here. Let's be real. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, Red Guardian, again, he had a big impact on the Brawl. He was the champion that I decided to pick as my Brawl reward as well, because, I mean, he was paywalled, so free to play way to get a paywall champion. But honestly, I think Red Guardian could genuinely take Spider-Ham's spot. I think Red Guardian is just a monster. You know, dude, crap. I feel like I should just do it right now. Because, like, honestly, man, Red Guardian, he's taking Onslaught. He's taking Deathless Thanos. He's taking probably most of the matchups that Spider-Ham can take. Like, he's so crazy, dude. Red Guardian. Man, should I just promote him right now? But the thing is, like, even if I do that right now, come next month, I'm still going to need to make room for Scorpion. So, I don't know, dude. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like the whole tier list might need a bit of a formatic tweak, because we're running out of space. Maybe we start to allow more champs in here. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the science situation we got going on here right now. Let me know. Because, yeah, I'm going to need some help figuring it out for the next tier list. Red Guardian, Scorpion. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think. All right, let's move on to the Cosmic class. So we didn't have too much going on here. But again, just kind of some things that I want to talk about. So the main thing was Super Skrull. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was going to do Venom the Duck as well. Let's do Venom the Duck right now. So, you know, we're going to do something different right now. We're going to give him 3 relics. Because I don't think we've ever had a champion this reliant on a relic. This is like our first ever relic buff. So I guess he gets the buff icon too, because it's kind of a buff. It's Venom Z Duck. Okay. All right. Let's promote this guy. I think we'll put him up with Super Skrull at least. Yeah. Okay, and so speaking of Super Skrull, oh yeah, we also gotta do this and that. 2-tier jump for Venom the Duck. So, yeah, let's talk about Venom the Duck first. So I still haven't played him like a ton. I did my testing as like a rank 1 with the relic rank 1, and it felt pretty good. So I'm gonna be making a video with him as a rank 3 with a rank 2 relic kind of sigged up, and then see how I feel about him. So there's definitely potential for Venom the Duck to go even further when it comes to the next tier list. We're gonna have to wait and see. I want to get like a gameplay video off first and then kind of decide before I go any further. But I think Amazing Tier's fair enough for right now, from what I've seen as well. He seems to be doing all right. Actually, maybe that was a tad ambitious. Maybe let's dial it back for now. Again, we'll revisit on the next tier list. Okay. Yeah. We'll revisit on the next tier list. This is kind of what happens when I'm not recording. Like, I'll put a champ here, and then I'll change my mind. I'll put him back. Like, sometimes a little wishy-washy. All right. We'll leave in solid tier for now. Again, definitely room to grow. You let me know what you guys think about Venom the Duck as well. We'll take those comments into consideration for his promotion. But then we have Super Skrull. And again, this is one that I absolutely would love some help on. So yeah, you guys let me know. Super Skrull is an interesting one. He's a defender. He's a stronger defender now. So that is a bonus. He's definitely a better attacker now, especially against tech champions. With his, Nova Flames that he can have. I'm still just very unsure about Super Skrull. I hear way more people talking about Yondu than Super Skrull. That worries me for Super Skrull. Yeah. He's a weird one. He's also a champion that I've never really liked. Well, I was really excited for him at first. Like, when I first heard of him, like, oh my god, this guy's the powers of the entire Fantastic Four, and he's getting added to the game. Like, I was hyped. Then he got released, and he sucked. And ever since, I've disliked him. So I have to overcome that dislike now with the new buff. But I've also hated him. Actually, yeah, dislike is not a strong enough word. Started to hate this guy because I remember there was like one act quest, and as a defender, he like bodied me this one time. Like, he like wiped my whole team. And I think ever since then, I've had some serious beef with him. Call him Stupid Skrull. So, yeah, he's kind of a tough one for me to rank by myself. So again, I'm gonna need your guys' help on this one. Drop some comments. Let me know. Yeah. One thing I kind of wanted to talk about as well was Gallon. There's quite a few comments on people telling me to promote Gallon. Liam was actually one of them, our Brawl champion. But again, the problem is that this is full. There's no room for Gallon to even be promoted. And if the Cosmic Champion for the Banquet happens to be Hulkling or Cosmic Ghost Rider, we're going to have a real problem here. Because there's just not enough room. So again, like, if I had to pick someone to take out of here, I don't think I could on this one. The Science one, like, I could pull... It was not an easy choice, but I could take Piggy out. I don't think Piggy's quite on the level of these four champions at the current state of the game right now. But in the current state of the game right now, I wouldn't know who to remove. There's no way Thanos is moving. I can't remove Serpent. I can't remove Dark Phoenix. They're just too powerful on defense. I can't remove Cull. He's just a menace on attack. And Carolina is also a menace on attack. She's not quite as strong and fast as Cull, but she has a much wider matchup spread. So it's arguably even better, and a unique playstyle that's kind of hard to counter. So, like, none of these champs can move. So, what to do? Although I don't think Gallon is quite on the level of these five champs. Again, current state of the game, I just don't think he is. Don't get me wrong, I love Gallon. There's a little thing called the Lagacy rotation from me. I love this dude. All right, he was my outro for like a year. But it's just the way I see the game right now. These five Cosmic Champions are just so stupidly powerful, man. But if Hulkling or CGR came, I have to do something. I gotta do something. I gotta figure something out. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. That's the Cosmic class. Let's move on to Mystic. So, not too much changed in the Mystic class. We had our Jane Foster, though. So, she should actually still have this right now. She's 7-star locked to everyone in game except one person. There is one person who has her as a 7-star right now, and that is Andrew the Rough. He picked her as his Brawl reward. Like I said, I picked Red Guardian, and he picked Jane Foster. Which is super interesting. And also, speaking about all that, where is she? Here, Cassie. Liam picked Cassie. She's also going to be getting unlocked with New Titan. dude, so many champs about to get unlocked. It's crazy. The tier list is gonna look a lot different. The game is gonna look a lot different, man. Start of next year, with all these new crazy champs running around. Oh my god, I'm excited. But yeah, so Jane Foster, man, her buff, mind you, second buff. Female Thor in game has never been nerfed and has been buffed twice. Male Thor has never been... he's been nerfed, and he got nerfed really hard once in 12.0, and then I think they slightly buffed him after that to make him, like, semi-viable, because they nerfed him, like, too hard. So, like, I don't know if you can call that a buff. If you nerf a champion into the ground, and then buff them a little bit out of the ground from that nerf, so they're still nerfed, but just not nerfed completely into the ground, can you call it a buff? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. That's like adding 5 negative points and then 1 positive point. You're still -4. You know, like that's not... So yeah. It's messed up, dude. It's messed up. Give some love for my boy Thor. Thor Odin's son. But yeah. So Jane Foster's been buffed again. And at least she probably is not going to need a third one now, because the second buff was actually pretty good. The first buff, not really that good. They tried to, like, protect her identity of stun locking and guaranteed crits and that kind of stuff with the first buff, but that's kind of the problem when you have a champ that no one plays and no one cares about, then you buff them to just make them better in what they do, but no one already cared. So... like, just no one ended up caring. So what did they do the second time? They just kind of completely changed her entire kit. So they went away from that identity of stun locking and guaranteed crits and that kind of thing. And now she's just more focused on as a shock champion that you build up on yourself and you pass to your opponent. And like the whole fate seals and she can do her heavy attack in any combo now. So I think it was a good buff. I think it was a very good buff. It's our first Banquet champion. I think it's a good buff. I think my problem is just with the champion that they chose. Because again, it's a champion that they've already buffed. There's so many champions in the game that have never been buffed or have only been nerfed. Like, show them some love. But yeah, that's Jane Foster. So she jumped 2 tiers from the mid tier to the amazing tier. Been reworked, but she is still locked. For all of us except Andy. So yeah, that's how we're looking. Lower level Mystic tiers. Dracula leading the amazing tier. And then, again, because we have another issue. So, you know, we just added Shothra to the one above all tier. And I was just reading comments again on the last tier list. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Shothra made it. Hell yeah, Shothra. But now, we have to promote Absorbing Man once he gets unlocked. Like, dude, Absorbing Man is going up here, alright? There is no discussion of whether he's getting promoted or not. That's not up for discussion. Absorbing Man is a monster. The only reason he's not in this tier is because he's been locked out of it as a 6-star. Same with Doctor Doom, same with Magic. If these champions were not locked, they would be dominating this tier. But once again, the question is, who do we take out? So, there's no way we take out Nico. I would say Nico is the best Mystic 7-star in the game right now, without a shadow of a doubt, in my mind. Tigra, I personally hate Tigra. I could take her out of here in a heartbeat, but she's really good. You can't dispute how good Tigra can be. You know, we should probably give Tigra another Ninja Cat, actually, now that I think about it. Honestly, she could probably even have another one, but we'll leave it 2 for now. Kushala. Kushala is so powerful. There's no way Tiger can lead this tier. The ability to block unblockables, like, for all, like, not just specials, like any attack from, like, any champion, I think, outside of the science class, like, that's just insane. Like, the fact that Kushala can just totally deal with a 16 charge unblockable Nick Fury, like, that's such a flex. It's crazy. Plus, like, just she can apply buffs to the opponent. She can nullify those buffs, do a lot of damage. If the champion, if the opponent's like nullify me, then she can just throw a special 2, apply soul barb, do a bunch of damage that way. Like Kushala is so good. Like these 2 champions, they cannot leave. So it would have to be Jugs or Shothra, and Jugs is just like, he's so good. Caban has built like so much of the game to counter him at this point, and you definitely feel it. Like you don't use Juggernaut nearly as much anymore. So just for like all those reasons, I could see Juggernaut getting demoted. But at the same time, I still feel like Juggernaut deserves to be here more than Shothra, in my opinion. But maybe you guys don't share that opinion. So again, it's just going to be kind of tough. Let me know who would make the most sense to take out, or we just reformat things. I don't know. But either way, Absorb Man is going to need to be in the highest tier once that man is unlocked. For sure. So, yeah, that's our Mystic class. Alright, let's move on to Mutant. So, I had a couple comments about people saying Silver Samurai should maybe go higher or something like that. I don't think so, man. I think this is a really good spot for him. Yeah. Like I saw someone comment it, they should be higher, and like their main argument was like, he's this Yelena counter, good Yelena counter, all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, sure, he is a good Yelena counter, but the moment Yelena came out, you know, she's not Dark Phoenix. You know, it's not like she came out and there was like one counter in the game and we're just like crack fiends itching trying to get more counters to her. You know, like that's not the dealio with Yelena. The moment Yelena came out, Jean Grey, Onslaught, Mr. Sinister, Deadpool X-Force, boom, 4 incredible counters already in game, already ranked up on our rosters. Like, personally, I've never, ever, ever had a problem with Yelena. Because I literally already had 3 of her best counters ranked up when she got released. You know? I'm not thirsting for more Yelena counters. You know? And they already released more Yelena counters before Silver Samurai. They literally already released Cassandra Nova. So, like, Silver Samurai is cool. Sure, it's not a bad thing to have more Yelena counters, but, like, it's not that big of a deal to me. So, like, and when I look at Silver Samurai and I look at all these other champions, it's like, oh yeah, he does not deserve to be up here. The only champion I could compare Silver Samurai with in this tier is like Warhead, and I was thinking about demoting her. There was even, I think, a comment saying that I should demote her. I have been thinking about it. I've been going back and forth on it. So let me know. Do you guys think I should demote the Warhead? But yeah, I think I'm going to leave Silver Samurai here for now. I think this is a great spot for him for the time being. And then we have another bit of a Brawl impact on our rankings, and that's Havoc. Getting ranked up from the Amazing tier to the God tier. So fun fact, dude, on like my first draft of my deck for the Brawl, I had Havoc in there, man. I totally had him in there. But through some of the deck changing iterations, I ended up taking him out. I don't think I really drafted him and used him much to see the results. I think that was definitely a mistake. He was really cooking in the Brawl. And I think Havoc has just always been supremely underrated. I think Havoc has just always suffered from being underrated. So yeah, now he's getting promoted to God tier. Honestly, like, I think there's potential for Havoc to go even further. I think he really is that underrated. But for now, that's chill. And then we have another Brawl impactful promotion, and that's Captain Britain, dude. So Captain Britain, wow. Like the way I look at her and the way I look at the game as a whole, like completely changed after the Brawl, after Summoner Fest. Like a lot of things that I look at and the way I look at the game just changed after it. And this was one of the champions that just the way I see them completely changed. It's crazy. Like Captain Britain is kind of like Dark Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Yelena isn't really like that. Captain Britain is. Captain Britain is absolutely like Dark Phoenix, dude, and it's crazy. And because of that, I was thinking, like, should Captain Britain get promoted another tier? And when like doing a 1-to-1 comparison of Captain Britain and Dark Phoenix, you know, I would say they're very, very comparable as defenders, fundamentally. I would say Dark Phoenix is trickier to fight because you have to deal with the root and baiting a specific special and just like kind of block damage. Whereas Captain Britain is a little bit easier to fight just mechanically. You don't have to worry about getting rooted or something like that, you know. But when you look at them as attackers, oh man, it's not even close. Like, I think Dark Phoenix just blows Captain Britain out of the water. I mean, Captain Britain is like all right. She got like a special 3 rotation that kind of slaps. She got some slow, but Dark Phoenix, dude, is just like, dude, if you guys don't know, like, Dark Phoenix is essentially a better Hercules. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, as an attacker, dude, like, you know, like Hercules will go immortal, and you can chill at immortality, and that's cool, right? Dark Phoenix will straight up just heal to full. Like, it's like Nick Fury. It's like Nick Fury, but she doesn't have any persistent charges, and then she can go ahead and do it again in the next fight, and she doesn't fall down to 30% health. Like, Dark Phoenix is literally like the best of Hercules and Nick Fury together with her second life, cheating life. Like, it is so insane, dude. Man, it's ridiculous. So, like, that's one of the big reasons as well why Dark Phoenix is up in that highest tier, because I think she is so good on attack. Whereas Captain Britain, you know, sure, she's an alright attacker now, but it's not comparable in that way. So I don't think I can promote Captain Britain all the way. One day maybe, but right now, no. I think this is a great spot for her for now, though. I think she is. I even gave her another shield, so she has 3 shield icons now. I think she's that big of a defensive threat to have earned the spot. Plus, while also not being a complete potato on attack. So yeah, that's Captain Britain landing in the Beyonder tier S+. Alright, moving on to the tech class. So Yondu. We promoted Yondu on a previous tier list. He is now 7-star unlocked. He's chilling in God tier right now, you know, with the likes of like Nimrod, Maker, Hulkbuster, Howard the Duck, OG Iron Man, Arcade, Omega Sentinel, you know, some really great champions. This is definitely a good tier to be in. I think this is a good spot for Yondu. But with the Cyber Weekend Regal Ravagers event, you know, there is a lot more Yondus floating around. So, who better to ask than you guys? Especially any of you guys who picked Yondu, who took him to rank 3 or rank 4, and have been testing him a whole bunch. Let me know where you guys think he should be. Do you think God tier's a good spot? Think he should go one more? Think he should go down? Let me know on Yondu. Thank you. And then we got Warlock promotion from the God tier to the Beyond tier. There's like one main comment about Warlock, and you guys dropped a lot of likes on it, and there's a few comments just agreeing, like, yeah, I love Warlock, he should be great, he should get promoted. And this was more coming from an angle of more from a questing, as a questing type champ, which I can totally agree with and respect. So yeah, Warlock is up now in the Beyond tier S+. And then there was a couple comments about, you know, the whole Sentinel demotion thing on the last tier list. And I get it. Again, we just have the same problem. You know, the problem just might be formatting at this point. Because I really like that we did this Dark Spidey implementation to the highest tier. I think this is very, very worthwhile. These 4 champions, I'm not changing my mind on, and I'm not demoting them. Future Ant-Man, I think, is just like one of the, I'd say the most well-rounded overall tech champ. Stark Spidey, just the best tech Battlegrounds attacker, without a shadow of a doubt. Just arguably the best Battlegrounds attacker in the whole game. So, Stark Spidey's not going anywhere. Bastion, probably the best tech attacker in the overall game. Like Stark Spidey, definitely a better attacker in Battlegrounds specifically, but everywhere else in the game, probably give the edge to Bastion. This guy just has so much damage, so much utility. Bastion is definitely the best tech war attacker, especially right now. He's whitelisted right now, and he's in the attacker tactic pool, which essentially allows him to counter Unstoppable. So everything Bastion can already do, also give him grit, essentially, the ability to counter unstoppable. That's how Bastion is functioning in the current Alliance War, and it just allows him to do like almost any fight. It's crazy, except Jean Grey war bosses. They're just too big for Bastion to handle. But you know who does handle them flawlessly, and that is Arnim Zola with some skill. I recently uploaded a video of this, and I've actually had to do the fight even more since. I actually am assigned it in this current war right now that I'm going to have to do today. So, yeah. That's also just a very fun fight, and it's made me like and appreciate Arnim Zola as a champion on a fundamental level. Plus, it's also made me a better player, and definitely a better Zola player, having been doing those boss fights. And that actually, fun fact, it actually translated over into Battlegrounds. I did a Battlegrounds match, and I ended up using Zola on attack against an Onslaught. Where was that here? Let me try to find it if I can. That's an Onslaught, but the wrong one. I don't know if I'm able to find it right now. I don't know when or where it was, but it was pretty good. Yeah, man, I can't find it. But the fight went pretty well. So, like, Zola, even in Battlegrounds on attack, like, he can take Mr. Sinisters, he can take Onslaughts, he can take probably Jean Grey too in Battlegrounds on attack. So, like, it's just all about playing Zola. Getting comfortable with his heavy attack, the spacing, stuff like that, and you get them in the corner, and then you just go crazy. Having collar tech as well, very, very helpful. And, like, on top of everything else, Zola is an incredible defender, you know? So, like, you can draft him in Battlegrounds, and if the opponents draft a really good counter, well, then you can just, you know, use Zola as an attacker. Or, you know, save Zola till the end, and then, you know, kind of force them to hold on to their counter. For example, Deathless Thanos. Deathless Thanos is an incredible Zola counter. So, you can draft Zola as a defender, and then if your opponent drafts Deathless Thanos, like, you can kind of just hold on to that Zola and kind of prevent them from using that Thanos. For example, like, prevent them from putting that Thanos on defense. So, like, that's the kind of things you can do with him. Just having a champion that is so good on attack and defense, but, like, your opponents aren't expecting you to cook with on attack, can be, like, a sneaky thing as well. So, like, these four champions, they're not leaving this tier for me. Then there's Ironheart, though. Now, Ironheart, man, I don't know. I could demote Ironheart in a heartbeat, honestly, personally. Like, I think she's pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. I never see anyone using her, like, in Battlegrounds. I think she definitely is more of a war champ, but I don't know. She has so much utility and some great damage, but I don't know. It's just something about her. Whereas, like, Jack-O-Lantern, Sentinel, Red Skull, Guardian, Shocker, Prowler, there could be an argument for all of them in this tier, honestly. So, yeah, again, drop some comments, guys. Let me know what we should do here, reformat things, and should we promote Nimrod once he gets unlocked? I think once Nimrod's a 7-star, I think he could deserve a promotion. What do you guys think? I don't think he deserves to go up here, just because shock can be limiting in today's day and age. If Nimrod had, like, Jack-O-Lantern's ability to, you know, apply plasmas against mutants on Special 2, then Nimrod would be here. Absolutely. Absolutely. He would take Ironheart's spot in a heartbeat. But Kabam decided to not buff Nimrod, the most advanced mutant hunting being to, like, ever be created. No, we're not gonna buff him. We're not gonna give him something special against mutants. No. But oh yeah, the guy with the flaming pumpkin head. Yeah, let's give that guy the better mutant hunting skills than Nimrod. Kabam logic. All right, let's move on to the skill class, our final class for promotions and demotions, and we only had two changes here. So the first one was Black Widow, Deadly Origin. There was quite a few comments. No, not quite a few. There's like two. That's quite a few. But they did have some, I think, there's a bit of a thread, like people agreeing with them about it. So yeah, Black Widow, Deadly Origin. I hate this champion. I really do. But we promoted her because you guys wanted to see it. There's no way she goes higher. But here, sure. Something I'm on the lookout for is Thor Ragnarok, because Thor Ragnarok actually, when I was at Summoner Fest, they had a vote. I think the vote was on the official Discord for champs to get a buff. So Thor Ragnarok was on the list. Annihilus was on the list. They had the two most votes. I forget who the other two champs were. There's two other champs, but they didn't get voted for. And Thor Ragnarok actually won the vote, which low key really pisses me off. Really pisses me off, because first of all, buff the other Thor. Come on, man. This Thor as well has already been buffed. Why the hell do they keep buffing the wrong Thors? Thor Ragnarok and Jane Foster, this will both be their second buff, whereas Cosmic Thor has only been nerfed. And again, slightly unnerfed a bit, but still. Like, they gave him -5 points, and then they gave him +1, so he's still a -4. But yeah, and like Thor Ragnarok, the one thing was like, well, you know, if they completely redesigned this Thor, like, okay. You know, and I told that to Karate Mike. I was like, yo, dude, can we just get like a totally new reskin of Thor? Like, can he shed the Thor Ragnarok look? Can he drop these stupid weapons that he only had for like 30 seconds in the movie? Like, can he drop these weapons? Can we just get like a new version? And Mike's like, no, we can't do that. So, yeah, I'm pissed, dude. Like, if they were gonna redesign this Thor, like, then I'd actually be really happy and hyped about it. But I'm just sick of this guy. We used to call him a Fraggle Rock. He's just like vibrating. Like, what are you doing, dude? Why is he doing that? And why are you holding these weapons? These are not Asgardian weapons. Like, he had them in his hands for like 20 seconds on the big screen. And we're stuck with this version in-game forever. And I hate it, man. I hate it. Show some love to Cosmic Thor. Give us Stormbreaker Thor. Like, what if they just changed Thor Ragnarok and made him like Endgame Thor or Infinity War Thor? Like, that'd be so much better than stupid Thor Ragnarok. Or like if they took the Thor from the end of the movie. You know, like when he was fighting Hela, when he had one eye, none of these stupid shield and weapons, and he's just going full electric god. Like, yeah, that'd be fire. Just one-eyed Thor. Like, I get why they didn't have Thor with one eye when they first added him, because that'd be major spoilers. Thor Ragnarok has been out for years. Like, give him one eye. Come on, man. God. Ugh. All right, sorry. That's my rant. My Fraggle Ragnarok rant over. Okay. Yeah, promoted Black Widow, and then the other promotion we had was Baron Zemo. So we promoted him from God tier to the Beyonder tier. I was tempted to do like a 2-jump promotion on the last one, but I held back. I waited for you guys' feedback, and you guys as well. There's a few comments saying, yeah, Zemo's pretty good now. Should promote him. So we promoted him, and I did recently take Zemo to rank 4 as well. I have been enjoying him in Alliance War. Like he is even able to take. I'm sure you guys remember when Spider-Woman was nerfed. Kabam called out like a famous interaction. It's like, oh, Spider-Woman on Node 42 in Alliance War. That's like half the reason for the nerf. Well, guess what? Baron Zemo can take Spider-Woman there. I've seen gameplay. I've never tried it. It'd be cool to try. Maybe one day. Before she's nerfed. But yeah, that's Baron Zemo. There's a question on the last tier list as well, like asking what was Baron Zemo's like rework or buff, you know? So it was something very minute. I'm not like entirely sure what it is. Someone who knows completely can drop it in the comments. But from my understanding, they changed the way that his Fury buff works. And I'm pretty sure that, like, so in the past, if you had his Fury buff, you know, you do one hit, it goes away. So before, you throw the Striker with it, I think the Striker would consume it, the Furies would go away. But now, I don't think the Striker consumes the Furies. So, like, you knock Photon down with a special one while she's rooted, you get, like, 5 or 6 Fury buffs, then you back off, you use your Relic, all 2 or 3 hits of your Relic have the big Fury damage, and then you hit her one time, and then the Furies fall off. So to my understanding, that was the buff, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but in that example I just gave you with Photon, like, the Striker is going to do so much damage if you have, like, 5 Furies. I definitely want to make, like, a Baron Zemo video. I need to get more gameplay with him in, like, Battlegrounds. I haven't used him too much there, but yeah. So to my understanding, that's a kind of Zemo's rework and buff, and where you'd want, how you'd want to utilize it. But yeah, like, from the beginning, Baron Zemo's always been a pretty good champion. He's just been through a lot with Kabam when it comes to nerfing, buffing, changing, bug fixing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's Baron Zemo now in the Beyonder tier S+. And yeah, I think that's... Oh, yeah, there was one other comment saying, like, Stealth Spider-Man should be promoted all the way to here. And that was just crazy to me. Because, like, Stealth Spider-Man was, like... Was he over... Was he here in Amazing Tier, I think? Like, 2 tier lists ago? And now, all of a sudden, just because it's the Saga Chase, people want him up here? Like, it's crazy, man. No buff, no changes or anything. Just released as a 7-star, and these people are trying to make him, like, a 3-tier jump. 2-tier jump's already insane, and, like, a lot of high praise. I think that's good. I think Stealth Spider-Man is good here. He's chilling here. Let's relax. I think Stealthy's good, but he's no Stark Spidey. Let's be real here. He's no Stark Spider-Man. But I think I think some people genuinely think Stealth Spider-Man is better than Stark Spider-Man. Some people think that. Which, I mean, hey, you're free to think whatever you like. But we all know who's the real OG and who's a cheap copy. That's all I'm going to say. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the tier list, guys. That is our newest champions, Dracula and Franken-Castle. I hope I didn't miss any additions or buffs or new champs or anything. If I did, just drop them in the comments. And again, I'll be make sure to tackle everything on the next tier list. And also, I promise that tier list will be out before Christmas Day. All right, before Kabam sends out that Christmas gift, providing they send it out on Christmas Day when they typically do, my tier list will already be live for the month of December. So yeah, guys, make sure you drop a comment. Dropping comments on tier lists are the best way to ensure that I read your comment, whatever it be, whether it's pertaining to the tier list or not. If you want to ask me, like, a different question, that's totally cool too. But yeah, please give me feedback, tier list, especially on all the things that I requested additional assistance on all those champions and all those rankings. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about Dracula and Franken-Castle. Did I nail those ones? Did I get them wrong? One tier, too high, too low? Let me know everything, all the feedback in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know about the formatting issues I'm having as well, what we're going to do. If you guys have any ideas, drop in the comments down below. Just going to wrap it up for this video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. And I want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me on this latest sale with Cyber Weekend and using my code, man. The support has been flooding in for, like, the entire sale. So just thank you guys so much. Love you guys. That's going to wrap it up for the November tier list. Peace.